We're going to configure the Visual Studio 2008 environment for use with the ComineGL Game Library. We're going to go to Tools, we're going to go to Options, we're going to go to Visual C++ Directories under Projects and Solutions. I'm going to select the Include Files. I'm adding an extra include directory called include. And I'm hitting the OK button. That's it. We now have configured the Visual Studio 2008 for using the ComineGL Game Library. I'm going to start an empty project in Visual Studio by going to File, New, Project, and in the project selection I'm going to select Visual C++ and then Win32 and then at Win32 Console Application. In this project I'm going to name the project Project 1. Proj 1. For my simple project, I'm going to make sure the Create Directory for Solution is unchecked. I'm going to hit the OK. I'm going to hit the Next. And in this dialog box, make sure that we select the empty project and a console application and finish. We've just started an empty project in Visual Studio. I'm going to add a source file to this project by going to Project, Add New Item, and then check Code and C++, and specifically we're going to name this file main.cpp because this will be our main function. And I'm going to write a quick code to make sure everything's okay. Our standard hello world program, and I'm going to hit File, Save, Project. I'm going to go to Build and Build Solution. And so if you look, build succeeded. So I'm now going to run it with Start Without Debugging. Good. The project is now working. Notes, videos, and tutorials for the ComineGL Game Library can be found at http://comine.com. The open source code for the project can be found at http://code.google.com/p/ComineGL. When we want to download and start a project and we want to get the SDK for development, you'll need to go to the open source code at http://code.google.com/p/ComineGL. With Visual Studio by going to http://code.google.com/p/ComineGL. Once you get to the website, on the right hand side there is a featured download, and this featured download, I'm going to click on it, and ComineGL, I'm going to click on this. Instead of actually saving, I'm going to hit the Open. After waiting for a couple of seconds for the download to complete, Okay, so we have downloaded and the system, well, Windows has opened up the zip file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all three files. I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to hit copy. Okay. Once I have copied all of the directories, I want to place these directories into my project folder. So here's my project folder, and I'm just going to paste or drag these files in. That's it. The three folders, right, that constitute the SDK are now in your project folder. Now, for the project to execute, some of the DLLs have to be locatable by your main executable. All of the dynamic link libraries used for the SDK are located in the bin folder. I'm going to open this. I'm going to select all of these files. I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to go back to your project folder. I'm going to go into the debug folder where you should have your executable. I'm going to paste all of the DLLs used for the library. And that's it. I'm now going to close this and close this. And so we now have configured the project and we have installed the SDK into the project. Now that I've installed the ComineGL SDK directly into the project folder, I'm now going to test out, see if everything's working. I'm going to include the ComineGL header file, and I don't need stdio, so I might as well delete that, and make an instance of the ComineGL engine. Initialize it to a 400 by 400 screen, and call the game loop. Now I'm going to hit the build. Okay, the build succeeded, so that's good. It means that the library is configured and everything's working. And now we're going to execute. Start without debugging. And there you go. You can see the console window in the background with the ComineGL library version, the initialization of the Erlicht engine in the background, and the Erklang engine. And now, to exit out of this window, I'm going to hold the Alt key down and press F4 for exit. And there we go. Our ComineGL Game Library is working.